In the rugged hills of a war-torn valley, where the sun scorched the earth and dust storms whispered secrets of forgotten battles, Sergeant Elias Thorne led his squad through the chaos. Elias was a man forged in fire, tall, with piercing blue eyes that had seen too much death, yet held a flicker of unyielding hope. His name meant, "The Lord is my God," a quiet irony in a world where God seemed absent. Beside him ran Corporal Amelia Voss, a fierce woman with raven hair tied back in a practical braid, her emerald eyes sharp as daggers. Amelia, meaning industrious, embodied resilience. She had joined the army to escape a broken home, only to find a new family in the trenches. The mission was simple on paper: extract civilians from a besieged village amid escalating insurgent attacks. But reality was a brutal maze. As the squad advanced, gunfire cracked like thunder, and Elias shouted orders over the din. "Stay low. Move to the ridge." His voice was steady, an anchor for his troops. Among them was Private Luca Hale, a young recruit with golden curls and a boyish face that belied his 22 years. Luca, meaning bringer of light, carried the radio, his hands trembling slightly as bullets whizzed past. The village lay in ruins. Huts crumbled under artillery fire, streets littered with debris. Elias's heart clenched as they spotted a group of villagers huddled in a makeshift shelter. At the center was a young girl, no more than 10, with wide doe eyes and tangled auburn hair. They named her Isla in their minds later, meaning island, a solitary beacon of innocence in the storm. She clutched a tattered doll, her small frame shaking as explosions rocked the ground. "Captain, we've got civilians here, mostly women and children," Amelia reported into her comms, her voice laced with urgency, but the response crackled with bad news. "Insurgents closing in. Hold position. Extraction chopper inbound in 10." 10 minutes felt like eternity. The troops formed a defensive perimeter, their rifles barking back at the shadows. Elias knelt beside Isla, his rough hand gently on her shoulder. "Hey, little one. We're here to help. What's your name?" "Sophia," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Sophia, meaning wisdom, a name that seemed too grand for such fragility, yet fitting for the quiet strength in her gaze. She had lost her parents in a recent raid, surviving by hiding in the rubble. As the enemy fire intensified, Luca yelled, "They're flanking us!" Panic rippled through the squad. Elias's mind raced, protect the civilians, buy time. He ordered suppressing fire, his own shots precise and lethal. Amelia dragged a wounded villager to cover, her muscles straining under the weight. In the distance, the thrum of rotor blades echoed, a promise of salvation. But the insurgents pressed harder, grenades exploding nearby, sending shrapnel flying. Elias felt a sharp pain in his side but ignored it. "Hold the line," he bellowed. Sophia clung to him, her small hands fisting his uniform. "Will the helicopter come?" she asked, tears streaking her dust-covered cheeks. "It will, kiddo. I promise." Elias's words were a vow, born from a father's instinct he never knew he had. As the troops ran toward the landing zone, carrying the injured, the helicopter's silhouette grew against the hazy sky. But danger lurked, an RPG streaked toward them. The helicopter, a Black Hawk named Guardian Angel by its pilot, Captain Rowan Blake, descended like a mechanical bird of prey. Rowan, with his chiseled jaw and stormy gray eyes, had flown countless missions, his name meaning Little Red One, a nod to his fiery determination. From the cockpit, he spotted the troops below, tiny figures sprinting across the barren field, insurgents hot on their heels. "ETA 30 seconds, Rowan radioed, his voice calm amid the turbulence. But as the chopper neared, enemy fire pinged off its hull. The door gunner unleashed a hail of bullets, buying precious moments. On the ground, Elias scooped Sophia into his arms, her weight light but her fear heavy. "Run," he urged his squad. Amelia covered their flank, her rifle steady as she dropped two assailants. Luca, burdened by the radio and a wounded comrade, stumbled but pressed on. An explosion rocked the earth, throwing Luca to the ground. Shrapnel tore into his leg, blood soaking his pants. "I'm hit," he cried, pain etching his youthful features. Amelia doubled back, slinging Luca's arm over her shoulder. "Not leaving you behind, rookie." Together, they hobbled toward the chopper, which now hovered low, its downdraft whipping up a sandstorm. Elias reached the bird first, handing Sophia to a waiting medic, her eyes locked on his, wide with terror. "Don't leave me," she pleaded. "I'm right behind you," he assured, though doubt gnawed at him. As he turned to help others, a bullet grazed his arm, but he pushed through. The insurgents swarmed closer, their shouts a cacophony of rage. Rowan maneuvered the chopper skillfully, the gunner suppressing the advance. But fuel was low and the engine strained under the barrage. Inside, Sophia huddled with other villagers, her doll clutched tight. Memories flashed, her village burning, her mother's final scream. Yet in Elias's promise she found a sliver of hope. Amelia and Luca boarded next, collapsing in exhaustion. "Where's Thorne?" Amelia gasped, scanning the chaos. Elias was last, covering the retreat. As he sprinted, a grenade detonated nearby, the blast wave hurling him forward. He hit the ground hard, vision blurring. "Go, lift off!" He shouted into his comms, willing to sacrifice himself, but Amelia leaped out, defying orders. "Not without you, Sarge." She dragged him aboard as the chopper ascended, bullets ricocheting off the doors. As they gained altitude, the valley shrank below, a tapestry of destruction. Elias lay bleeding, Sophia at his side, her small hand in his. "You kept your promise," she whispered. Rowan glanced back, relief washing over him. All aboard, heading home. But the war's shadow lingered, a reminder of the cost. Back at base, under the sterile lights of the medical tent, the survivors pieced together their fractured lives. Elias awoke to pain and the soft beep of monitors. His wounds were bandaged, shrapnel in his side. A graze on his arm, but the real scars ran deeper. Sophia sat nearby, her eyes lighting up as he stirred. "You're okay," she said, a tentative smile breaking through. "Thanks to you, kid. You gave me a reason to fight." Elias ruffled her hair, his voice thick with emotion. In her, he saw the daughter he might never have, a beacon in his darkened world. Amelia visited, her own injuries minor. "You scared us, Thorne. Don't pull that hero crap again." But her tone held affection, a bond forged in fire. Luca, his leg in a cast, wheeled in. "We made it because of you all. That chopper, it was a miracle." Rowan joined them later, sharing stories over lukewarm coffee. Guardian Angel lived up to her name today. His eyes met Amelia's, a spark of something new amid the ashes. As days turned to weeks, Sophia was placed with a foster family, but she visited Elias often. The army arranged for her relocation to a safer zone, but the memories haunted her dreams. Yet in letters exchanged, she found solace. "You are my hero," she wrote once, her childish script warming his heart. Elias reflected on the mission, a Pyrrhic victory. Lives saved, but at what price? The troops who ran as the helicopter arrived weren't just soldiers. They were guardians of fragile hopes. Amelia pursued a promotion, channeling her strength into training others. Luca healed, his light undimmed, vowing to return stronger. In quiet moments, Elias stared at the stars, wondering if peace was possible. The war raged on, but in Sophia's laughter he glimpsed redemption. Their story wasn't one of glory, but of humanity's unyielding spirit, powerful, heart-touching, a testament to bonds unbreakable. Years later, Sophia, now a young woman, became a doctor, healing the wounds of conflict. She named her first clinic Guardian's Promise, honoring the man who saved her. And in the annals of forgotten battles, their tale endured, a powerful echo of courage amid despair.